Well, let's ask, in fact, clear. What has been stated in the press is not correct. We are not calling upon him to step down. What we have said at the Congress of Traditional Leaders of South Africa is that there's nothing in principle wrong for a traditional leader to marry a Muslim woman. But there's everything that seems to be wrong when a man converts himself to be a Muslim to marry that woman. In terms of our tradition, if you marry a woman, it is the woman who must change her faith to be part of the faith of the husband's side. That's what has been said.
Okay, but you're expressing quite a patriarchal position by suggesting the woman always converts. Are you not discriminating against Mandela because of his freedom of choice to choose the religion that he feels comfortable with?
We actually support that. If Mandela himself is a Muslim faith, if he belonged to a Muslim, Mandela, and marry any other woman from any other faith, they will have no problem. But we know Mandela that they belong to a different religion altogether at his royal household. But now that he has to convert merely because he marries a Muslim woman, that is where we have expressed disquiet.
If I may ask you, what if Mandela had a kind of religious experience that convinced him to become a Christian, for example? Would that be problematic?
What? Sorry?
What if Mandela had converted to Christianity? Would you have a problem with that?
As I say, Mandela has a freedom of choice. He can choose any religion of his choice.
But I'm speaking. I'm speaking about the fact that as a traditional leader, if he were to have chosen Christianity, would that be problematic for you?
No, we want to make it. It won't be problematic at all. It
why then is it a problem that he converted to Islam?
No. It is not a problem that he converted to Islam. The problem that we have expressed, in fact, it's quite that we have expressed, is for him to convert to a religion of his bride. That's a problem that we envisage. Because in terms of our tradition, African tradition, if you marry a woman, that woman must convert to your own religion. You cannot just convert to a religion of a woman merely because you marry a woman. What if Mandela, because he's entitled to marry another wife who belongs to a different religion, will he convert again? And that's what we stated, that it is, on the face of it, wrong as far as we're concerned.
But what is problematic here is that you seem to ascribe a particular kind of disdain to the fact that he has converted to the Muslim religion because this is the religion of his wife. When we know religion is quite a personal thing, we also know that it involves a strongly spiritual element that many people are swayed by in their decision to convert to certain religions. Now, who is any of us to say that he did not have some kind of religious, spiritual experience that convinced him that Islam was the correct religion for him to follow?
As I said, I must say it again, there's nothing wrong in him or in myself converting to a Muslim as we speak. But there's everything wrong if I'm going to convert to a Muslim merely because I'm marrying a Muslim woman.
But how do you know that's what happened here? You have not spoken to Mandla Mandela, am I correct in saying that?
No. In fact, what actually has happened, we're reacting to the press reports, to the fact that he had to convert to a Muslim merely because he has married a Muslim woman.
So you are reacting based on assumptions and on what you've read from third parties, without speaking to your chief?
My dear, we did speak this morning, But
And what did he tell you about his reasons for converting?
Sorry. Can I finish? And but all what we have been saying consistently is that he is entitled. First of all, there was a report from the media that it is wrong for him to marry a Muslim woman. We clarified that he is entitled to marry any woman.
So, right. I'm very confused here because at first you told me you were responding to media reports. Now you tell me you have spoken to Mandla Mandela this morning. I'd like to know in that interaction with you, were you able to ascertain from him why he made this decision and did you accept his decision?
Madam, let me clarify. We have not spoken with Mandela about his religion. We're speaking about something else. All I'm trying to say is that we are actually reacting to the media reports. And then we're clarifying and we're asked in terms of our own organization, what is our standpoint on the matter? And we're clarifying it.
But let's be clear on this. I mean, you are coming into the public domain and you are speaking about your objections to this, but after having spoke to Mandela himself this morning, you were unable to address this issue with him?
No. I'm not going to discuss with you what we discussed with Mandela this morning.
Surely you're acting in bad faith by having communicated with him, not addressed this with him directly, and found out his reasoning behind it and gone into the public domain and spoken about your assumptions based on what you've read in the press.
No. Perhaps, madam, you have got an agenda. I thought that you are a journalist that wanted a balanced story. If you have
Sir, I just need a straight answer from you on this because what you've told me is very confusing. You have spoken to Mandla Mandela. Is there a reason you did not address this issue with him if it is of such grave concern to you as Contralesa?
No. Let me tell you, I'm not going to discuss with you what I discussed with Mandla Mandela. I was clearly saying I did speak to him this morning about some other issues. But on this issue, we are actually talking about the standpoint of the organization because you started by saying we were actually against Muslim, and I corrected that. Having corrected that, we are now trying to create another controversy which is not existing. The thing that I'm saying is that as far as Contralesa is concerned, we have never said Mandela must step down. We are clarifying that, and we are now saying that Mandela is entitled to marry a woman, or even of whatever faith, as long as he is marrying that woman. And but what we expect, which I must tell you, is that it is the woman who must convert. It is not a man that can convert to a woman's religion. That's a principle to stand.